Caleb.
Are you muted?
I was muted.
I was just about to say that I'm going to guess you're muted because you wanted me to guess. But you let me get to it.
Well, we didn't go too long. We didn't get too far out into it before we realized what was happening.
But in traditional fashion, I'm probably still muted. They probably can't hear me. That's very typical.
I hope not. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday night. So glad that you decided to come back and spend some time talking movies with us. We got so many fun topics to discuss tonight. I'm not going to lie. We don't have that many fun topics to discuss tonight. We've got a couple of topics. I know that I've got some great submissions from the Patreon page. I know that we got some from Brad Feddick, always can rely on him, and Mark McKeever, and I'm going to check and see who else sent us some in, but I really do appreciate those, you guys. If you yourself want to have topics submitted on an upcoming episode of the Movies Are Terrible Live podcast, head over there and check out the Patreon page at Movies Are Terrible on Patreon. Decide if any of the tiers are right for you, and then maybe when the time comes and you decide you got a little bit extra money, you can consider supporting an independent content creator in my little corner of the YouTubes over here. But for the meantime, just checking this out, being a part of the conversation, all of that stuff is greatly appreciated. I know Caleb's going to have to bail at about 7 o'clock, so we're going to have a little bit of time at the end to maybe take some questions from viewers like you, so stick around, and we should have a good time. Caleb, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. I'm in a partially painted room because the painter told me that they were going to charge $8,000 to paint my place, and I was like, "Well, I'm going to stop being fat and lazy and just paint it myself."
I'm proud of you. I think that was a wise decision. For the layman, for me, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Are you painting it white or are you painting it blue?
So no, it's gray actually.
Gray. That was my next guess.
No, it's gray with white trim. We're going to do the whole house like that.
Gray's a good color, good neutral color. It's great for lighting. Like right now, that and that. And I'm actually going to get a blue bulb for that lamp right there. So it's shining blue up on the wall. And then I got the red LEDs. But anyways, yeah, gray's a good color, man. I like it.
Dude, and I'm going to do the whole house in those ridiculously overpriced Philips Hue bulbs so I can change the lights in any room at any point in time.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So you going to be moving out of the country anytime soon?
No, I am not going to be moving, even though apparently I now own land in Africa.
What part of Africa?
Zambia, my wife's country.
And that is north or south or central?
It's like south central. It's right around Tanzania, or Tanzania is actually how she says it, but Tanzania.
Yes, the correct way to say it is however we fucking say it.
Yeah, no, it's funny too because people, when I go Zambia, they're like, "You mean Zambia?" It's like, well, no, my Zambian wife tells me it's Zambia, so I believe what she says.
Good try though, Jack.
No, I don't mean Zambia.
Right. Well, that's cool, man. That's a crazy concept to me because I'm just so, I guess, Eurocentric. That's not even the right word. I've just been in America all my life. So my perspective is very, very small. I've been to Mexico a couple of times. I've been to Canada once. You ever been out of the country?
To Canada on a work trip, which is crazy because I lived right by Mexico for most of my life. Yeah, I never went.
Does that, I'm not sure, does that make you racist?
To not go to Mexico?
No, because a lot of people don't go to Mexico, but when you're that close and you don't go.
That bar is really low. We've sunk that bar. So. I don't know. Does it? I don't know. My family's from there, so I would assume not so.
All right. That's fine. I'll give you that, Caleb. You're lucky today, man. I'm feeling generous. Because if I label you racist,
it sticks forever.
Correct.
There's no coming back. There's no. You don't need any basis on it. You just need them to label someone it.
Correct. What's up, Paul Childers, Patrick Stewart, MN Comic Books. Oh, glad to hear, Patrick Stewart, that Brad just now found out that you have a fantastic YouTube channel over there. If you guys aren't aware, you can go check out Patrick's content. I know that he's got a ton of videos over there. One of my favorite series is him showing his buddy Star Wars and getting a reaction from somebody who apparently there are people in the world that haven't seen Star Wars.
Oh yeah, and that is the worst experience, is showing people a movie that you love, that you have nostalgia for, because typically with fresh eyes, they don't like it as much as you do.
And if you're constantly telling people how great it is and how special it is and how it's going to like change your life forever, and then they see it and they're like, it's just a movie, then it's inevitably like a little, because I've had that experience where I was on both sides of it. Either I was the person overhyping it or I was the person getting the shit overhyped to me. And it's so obvious that people don't even want to be contrarian. They're just like, I don't know what you saw out of it. I was expecting something more.
Well, also too, I don't know about you, like when someone almost forces me to watch something, I go in with such a chip on my shoulder that I end up not liking it half the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Relatable. Movie Geek, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. I don't think I've seen you in here before. You might have been checking out videos, but welcome to the conversation. Glad to have you. Tyler Adams, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Tyler Adams, good man. Good man. Don't care what Caleb said about you before we started streaming.
You're trying to get me in all kinds of trouble. Called me a racist, saying talking shit about people.
Dude, you're only here for an hour. If you drop in after 7 o'clock, you don't even know what you're going to hear.
It's just going to get bad.
Bro, what do you think about my new water bottle?
It's better than mine. Mine is this much, but it's all gone. I should actually probably refilled.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you got one, and yours is practically sized. When I got this in the mail, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, you went
My
with
wife
the
has
jug
one.
of water.
My wife has one that's bigger than that. And I'm like, why? She takes like 2 sips of it. It just sits in our living room half the time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. There's a random water bottle of water in my living room at all times.
I have been pissing nonstop.
Oh, yeah. No, are you... So I'm assuming you weren't drinking a ton of water before.
I think I've perpetually been living at a deficit. If you're supposed to drink this much fucking water in a day, bro, like, I'm at 11 a.m. right now.
No, I don't know about you. Like when you do that and then you go to drinking a ton of water, it is. And then you're at the thing where you're like, my pee is so clear, I could rebottle it and sell it to people at this point.
I'm so glad you said that. I was about to say, I don't even have to flush the toilet anymore. You
Yeah,
know what
like
I mean?
no one knows. Like a fucking ninja peer.
So I'm trying, man. Yeah, I'm about to hit the noon line here. Probably by about noon tomorrow.
Coffee has water in it. Does that count?
Yeah. It also is a diuretic that makes me piss even more on top of the other.
Because I drink coffee all day.
It is all day, you guys. Just peeing. Tyler Adams, that bottle makes you look like an infant. Patrick Stewart, $4.99 super chat. Dad forbid me from Mortal Kombat in middle school, but tomorrow night he is actually watching the new NK with me. So yeah. I love it. It's character growth right there, baby. That's what we are all about.
Does it come out tomorrow?
It does, man. It does.
Oh, well, I actually just resubbed to HBO Max, so it's perfect.
That is perfect. And I don't know if they're going to drop it early. It might be available at 8 o'clock tonight, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I need to see. So I resubbed it because I've just been on a Kira Kurosawa kick. And they're like the only place that has them. You can't even buy them on most places. Like I want to buy them on Vudu. They're just not there.
Paul Childers is definitely not buying water from our merch store. What's up, Derek Benson? Well, that's great. That worked out really well. And it seems like that America might be on a little bit of a martial arts kick. It's like a double entendre. But yeah, there might be a little bit of a renaissance for martial arts movies right now.
Is there? I mean, is there more than just Mortal Kombat right now?
Well, there's 5 more Mortal Kombats coming out afterwards, which is crazy. Well, Joseph Taslim signed on for a 5-picture deal with Warner Brothers for Mortal Kombat. So it's possible there's going to be just a fuckload of Mortal Kombat. But Shang-Chi, the Marvel movies trailer, also was released.
No, I didn't see it, so
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. But before we do get started with the show, because we're burning daylight, people. We're burning daylight. What do you think, man? You've been watching anything good over the last week other than some Kurosawa? Well, actually, talk to us about Kurosawa if that's what you've been watching.
So, yeah, I just went back and watched Hidden Fortress, which is easily my top 5 films of all time.
And probably your favorite Kurosawa?
Oh, easily, hands down. Um, and then I, of course, went back and watched Seven Samurai, which I love, but I just don't think it's on the level of Hidden Fortress. And then tonight, I'm going to watch actually one I never saw that I hear is great. The Ikuri or whatever. It's the guy on the swing, the guy who's dying from cancer, the drama.
I don't know it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm like Akira Kurosawa doing a drama about a guy dying from cancer.
Sounds fun.
Kind of interested.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be great. Is Shobi learning anything about Kurosawa in her film class?
No, so it's funny because I've been just doing her film class, but we next week I have to write a paper. She has to write a paper.
Yeah.
About we pick a film. I'm like, well, we're gonna pick a Kurosawa, and she's like, why are we picking a Japanese film? I'm like, because if your teacher's a film buff, she's gonna like cream her jeans just knowing that you pick a Kurosawa film.
Oh yeah.
Talk about.
Oh yeah. That's
you automatically
win.
get points.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm very curious myself where Random Andy's channel, McLovin, Maliton, and Alex are. Movie Geek. I'm glad you mentioned that. And also, Martial Arts Film Freak said that it drops at noon PST tomorrow, I believe, is what he said.
Cool. I'll watch it after work at least.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. My buddy Julio, that I do the radio show with every Saturday, Let's Go Pensacola, and then it's available for your listening pleasure on podcast afterwards. But he was like, "Hey, are you going to get a chance to watch? Are you going to get a chance to watch Mortal Kombat before I do the radio at 11 tomorrow?" And I would love to say yes, but I want to savor it. I don't want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, watch the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then episode 6 of Invincible, and then Mortal Kombat, and then jump straight into a hour-long podcast. And then right after that, I do the finale review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier with Holden. So if you guys are curious about our final thoughts on that, make sure to check it out on Saturday. We were doing episode breakdowns, but we just kind of fell behind, and we figured it was just a different kind of show. So we're going to review it now that it's all said and done. And then also I'm going to be doing my regular live stream movie spoiler discussion breakdown of Mortal Kombat on Saturday. I believe it'll be 10 a.m. CST. However, I will post on the community tab as well as Patreon to confirm when that is. Caleb, are you going to be around on Saturday morning? It's probably not a good time.
No, my wife's working, so it'll be me and my daughter. I will be around. It's not like I'm going to like disappear off the face of the earth, but I will not be available.
I'm tired of these half measures, Caleb. Either be here or disappear off the face of the earth.
Oh, I did watch, speaking of movies, I did watch The Five Bloods.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was okay.
What
it was
is
kind of forgettable. So have you seen it yet? I didn't realize it was a Spike Lee film. I had no idea that was.
That's all I knew about it.
Yeah. So it's about a group of guys who are going back to Vietnam to, well, I won't spoil, bury the lead, but they're going back to Vietnam to revisit some soldiers. The parts that really work are the parts of like the character bonding. But the parts that don't work, first of all, the flashbacks. He makes this really weird choice where in the flashbacks where Chadwick Boseman is in, which he's only in like a couple of scenes, not really a big character despite being the front person on the cover. He's barely in it.
Yeah.
But they
Don't do
left
what
him
you're
young.
about to do, dude.
What? No, they left him young.
All right.
But the other people, they stayed old. So they're the same age 30 years ago, and then in the flashbacks, they're still old men.
Okay, interesting.
It's interesting, but it kind of throws you off. I'm like, just you should have recast them. And it's okay. It's just okay.
Would you say that you're a Spike Lee fan?
I would say he's a huge blank spot of my movie knowledge.
Okay. Yeah.
I've seen Do the Right Thing and this, and that's it.
I like his early movies a lot. Like Get on the Bus was the first one I saw, and I think it's fantastic. Do the Right Thing is very, very good. His take on Old Boy, not great. I liked Summer of Sam.
He directed the Old Boy remake?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's interesting, right? Like a weird project for him to choose, and then the way that. But I love Black Klansman. I thought Chirac was fantastic. So like, he's very hit or miss to me.
I respect him though, because he makes a different type of film. Granted, if you didn't tell me The Five Bloods was him, I would never have guessed it. It's not very stylized. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, I get that. some filmmakers, their mark is so distinct and their kind of filmography is so specific, but I feel like one of the virtues of Spike Lee is that he's able to, like, he's got a pretty diverse portfolio. Like, he's worked in a bunch of different genres, but by doing that, it means that he doesn't have such a distinct fingerprint. You know what I mean?
I totally get that, which sometimes I like, because sometimes when you pigeonhole yourself too much, it's a little annoying. But at the same time, who do you really remember, whether you love them or hate them? It is the Tim Burtons, the Zack Snyders, the people who have you watching. You're like, oh, I know who made this movie.
It's a good point. That's a really good point. Movie Geek, if you are not sure who Akira Kurosawa is, make sure to just Google him. Just give him a shot. What would you say is his most it probably is Hidden Fortress.
Seven Samurai is easily his biggest film, I would say.
There's another one that I'm trying to
Throne of Blood, Rashomon.
Yeah, Rashomon is one of those movies that's like on your top list of all-time greatest films.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, for most people don't know, like, Hidden Fortress heavily, well, I'm not sure most people, but a lot of people, your average moviegoer, has no idea that Hidden Fortress directly influenced Star Wars. Star Wars was originally a remake of it. If you read the Star Wars comic that's based on the original script, you can clearly tell.
Guys, let us know how the streaming is doing. Are we having a lot of lag? I'm getting a warning over here on my side, so I just kind of want to make sure that everything is going all right. If I need to make some adjustments, I'm going to go ahead and try to give that a shot, but you guys give me a little bit of feedback down in the chat. I haven't noticed any issues on my end, but I keep getting this little warning over on my side. If you're still here, Patrick Stewart, thank you very much for stopping by and for the super chat, buddy. All right. So I haven't watched a lot over the last few days. I have been keeping up with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I am a very big fan of. There are people who seem a little underwhelmed by its conventional storytelling, and I guess because WandaVision was such a big swing, I didn't have that kind of I didn't necessarily care if it was going to be some big earth-shattering thing in the same way that WandaVision ended up being, but the story that they're telling and the characters and stuff that have been featured so far in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think have been like really cool takes on the characters. I'm very interested to see where John Walker ends up when all of this is said and done. Caleb, you hadn't watched any of it.
No, so John Walker as an American agent? John Walker?
Yeah, U.S. agent.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I didn't know he was in it. That's cool.
So
his costume was always so dope.
And it's very true to form in the show.
Is it black?
It's very dark navy blue, but it's got the stripes across the chest that make it, you know, and it closes on the side. So in the series, at the end of the Infinity Saga, Cap ends up giving his shield to Sam and says, basically, you should have this. You should be the next Captain America. Sam doesn't feel worthy, so he ends up giving the shield to the American government within a matter of fucking, I mean, dude, before he got home, it seems like the government had given the shield to some other guy. You know, they were like, America needs a symbol of hope and freedom, so we're bringing a new Captain America in, and it's John Walker. And I like the way that they use him, though, in the show, because he's very much, he's like a good dude. He's set up very sympathetic, but then shit changes, you know, like as it goes along. But that's kind of the catalyst of it is,
I saw a picture. I didn't realize it was John Walker. I saw a picture of just him in the cowl, and I knew that like some article about how like people are really pissed about it.
Yeah. People are very mad at the actor.
Yeah, so stupid.
They do that sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it was like people thought I was actually like talking bad about Jesus, and I'm like, you guys know this is a movie.
You know this is a movie, and you know this is just content I am creating.
Yeah, I feel bad though for people like Kelly Marie Tran, and even for Wyatt Russell, because I mean, different for different reasons. Those are different things. I think the reason why people hate John Walker or Wyatt Russell is because he did a good job doing the performance that they want him to.
It's like the guy from Walking Dead with the mullet that everyone hates.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
read an article once about like how he's had been spit in the face at conventions and all this. And it's like, he's not actually that character. He's just an actor. He did a really good job at making you hate him.
Dang, dude, that's crazy. No, not Daryl. Daryl's the biker dude. I can't remember what his name is.
Eugene,
yeah.
Yeah.
Hacks 888. Thank you very much for the super chat. I'm curious to read where you're going with this one. The number pattern 888 symbolizes financial abundance and material wealth. When you see 888, the universe noticed the efforts you put into your work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That was super nice.
Heck yeah, thanks, Hacks.
Yeah, for sure. Good looking out. Always a pleasure to see you in here. And what else is going on? I guess no spoilers. No, I didn't give any spoilers. I don't think.
You said the shield part. He gave a shield to the
This is
government.
the beginning of the show. All right, fine. We're done talking about it. We'll move on. I know for a fucking fact that you, Brad, of all people, wait, he's been in school. Maybe you haven't. I'm sorry. If I screwed something up, I'm sorry. All right. Anyways, there's a documentary called Sasquatch on Hulu.
Ooh, how is that?
Have you heard anything about it?
No, I just saw the thing and added it to my list, but haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so it's a mix of weed culture, true crime, and fucking Sasquatch. So basically, it's like everything that I love.
So basically, weed culture, because I think Sasquatch fits into weed culture as well.
So, okay, this is kind of a spoiler, but it's also the catalyst of the whole thing. Our main guy is a investigative journalist, and back in the 90s, he ended up being one of the first people to kind of migrate to Humboldt County. There were a lot of farmers and rural people that kind of went there. It's good salt of the earth people, but then when they got there, they're like, oh, the whole income in this place is generated from pot farming. So they all ended up somehow getting involved in the pot industry. And this is back before it was completely legal. California did decriminalize it really early on, but not at that time in the 90s. But one night he was hanging out, getting high with some buddies, and these two guys came into the house where they were at, and they were super amped up and freaking out. And they found three just like mutilated bodies out in the pot fields that they swore that Bigfoot had attacked and killed. And that's what starts the whole thing off.
Is it good? It sounds incredible.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's Bigfoot.
That's who it is. Do you still, since you love true crime, you still need to watch Wild Country on Netflix.
Yeah, I do. I don't know
You
how
would be obsessed with it. It's like true crime meets cults. It's incredible.
I can picture the box art, the little poster
It's the guy with
they
the
have.
big beard. Yeah.
It's like orange or red and black.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite documentary series of all time.
Netflix. I'm going to definitely, I promise I'm going to give that a watch. That
You
sounds
will be
interesting.
obsessed with it.
Let's see. Oh, you told him how Sam got the shield from Captain America at the end of Endgame. Oh, that's a good point, Brad. We all together now have come to accept that Caleb does not give a fuck.
I was going to say,
any of this shit.
I'm the one who suffered the spoilers. I need to be offended because you spoiled Endgame for me.
Go ahead.
Movie I was absolutely going to watch tomorrow, but now it's ruined.
Yes, and go.
No, I don't care.
Go. We're gonna yes and this at the end. We're gonna do some we're gonna do some improv games at the end. I was trying to come up like what would be a fun, just kind of stupid thing that we could do. And I got an idea, but we're gonna see how we're doing on time. I got like a Cards Against Humanity game on the internet. Dope.
That's where we've hit. We're gonna play games.
We can yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this is according to the New York Times, and boy, oh boy. Wait, how did I get that? Excuse me, let me try that again. This is from Fox News. Pretty much the same, you know what I mean? It's basically the same deal.
They're all the same.
Yeah, pretty much it's the same. I'm trying to pull up my Opera browser real quick here. That way I can take a look at the story. Maybe. Okay, here we go. And big money, big money, big money. New York parent seeks okay to marry their own adult child.
I heard about this.
And you're cool with it?
No, I'm not. I'm not cool with this at all. With this,
I swear you said you were cool with it, dude.
This Woody Allen type shit. You know what I mean? No, I'm not cool with it.
Incest is a third-degree felony under New York law, punishable by up to 4 years behind bars, and incestuous marriages are considered void, with the spouses facing a fine and up to 6 months in jail. So, okay, hold on, Caleb. Are we guessing that the adult who wants to marry their child is a male or is it a mother or a father?
Statistically speaking, it's probably a male, but neither would shock me.
All right, let's see here. Let's see where this goes, because I don't know. For those of you folks that are listening along, I don't even open these links until we do it live. So you guys are literally finding out with us.
I literally have no idea what we're talking about.
Correct. The pining parent seeks to remain anonymous because the request is, quote, an action that a large segment of society views as morally, socially, and biologically repugnant. Well, at least they're self-aware. I
don't know if they're self-aware. They're saying that society views it as all these things, but they don't.
Yeah. Right. Like society's out there trying to stop our...
they're trying to stop our, our love.
Healthy relationship.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I take my child to be my lawfully wedded spouse. Oh my God. The person... I saw Tyler say mother. I don't think it actually says in here. All right, let's get even more controversial. Is there a parent is a mom marrying a son, a father marrying a daughter, a father marrying a father, or a mother marrying a daughter? And I know I'm excluding a lot of people here. I apologize, all you guys. But like, just generally speaking, is one of those less fucked up than the other?
No, they're all equally fucked up and horrible.
What about brother and sister getting married?
It's fucked up and horrible, but it's somehow worse because at least they're the same age, but it's still fucking disgusting.
All right, fair enough. What about if your mom and dad got married? Wouldn't that be crazy?
If my mom and dad got married?
Oh, that's stupid. Brad, there's nothing okay with all of this topic. That's fair. That's fair. And you guys, we are really, I'm going to draw a line right here. Woody Allen, what he did is completely reprehensible. It's got to be one tier above as fucked up as this situation is.
Have you watched the documentary, Alan v. Farrow?
No, I don't have to know things to make just fucking radical judgments about them.
You will come. So first of all, he didn't just marry that one girl. He also molested his underage daughter.
But his daughter?
Well,
I mean, yes, his adopted
daughter.
All right, okay. All right, this we probably are gonna get demonetized. Just
we are 100%.
It's better though that they were adopted.
No, she was like 8 years old. I don't give a shit what it is.
All right. I know. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying
you need to stop. I know what you're saying. But last time you made a joke that people took very seriously.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. We'll move on.
Yeah, we're moving on. I'm saving you. We're moving on.
Oh, man. This one's pretty good as well. I got a kick out of it because every once in a while there's people that just vandalize shit. They have no regard for other people's personal properties, their items, anything like that. It's just all about getting their kicks or whatever. Demonetize 10 out of 10 times.
Yes. I don't know if the show ever has been monetized.
No.
At least it's better than when we were doing People Are Terrible and they were just pulling them down. Remember that would happen all the time?
Yeah.
We just get our episodes pulled down.
I guess there's no more episode 4 anymore. That's cool. Someone apparently left a grisly clue on the driveway in Arizona after a tire slashing attempt turned into an unplanned amputation. So a former firefighter and EMT gets out Thursday morning when she's about to head to the work, and she finds 2 slashed tires and a severed finger. There's a trail of blood leading to the house next door, so she thinks she knows who did it. Caleb, any guesses?
It's leading to the house next door.
Yes.
Well, it's her neighbor, or it's an ex who lives next to her. One of the two.
Yes, and go.
So that's it.
Let's see. She said, judging from the trail of blood, she thinks she knows who did it. She said that she and her husband were at a get-together Wednesday night when her male neighbor became intoxicated and started a physical altercation with the couple. He was asked to leave, and he didn't like that, so he tried to retaliate by slashing my tires. However, he left a little consolation prize. She found the detached digit Thursday morning, but thinks the tire slashing happened the night before. My neighbor heard him yelling and crying probably at 10:30 p.m., so we figured that's when it happened. How do you like their kind of blasé recollection of this story?
Yeah, it's very, you can tell, I'm just telling you right now, these people are probably all trash, just hearing the story.
Oh, you think even I mean, she had a GMC, dude.
What does that mean?
That's a classy car, I think.
that's a real Florida class right there.
It's a Yukon,
you got
bro.
a GMC.
It's a fucking Yukon, bro. And it's Arizona. All right, you would know. I'm gonna secede the point to you.
No, it's just the whole thing is they got into a physical altercation the night before while they were drinking too much. Does it say how old they were? Are they like a grown? Is it like they were 20 and they got into a physical altercation, or were these people 50?
That does make a big difference. I agree, and it doesn't give us any of that kind of information. However, dude, this is a quote from the girl or the woman. She's a woman. She's a former EMT and firefighter, so she's got to be, probably middle age. We'll say somewhere between, I don't know, 30 and 300, somewhere in there. I literally have been laughing all day because if I don't, I might cry. I don't find joy in anybody hurting themselves. However, karma has a good way of working itself out.
I think it's hilarious. The person got what they deserved.
Yeah, I would have left the because if I don't, I might cry part out of it. I would have just been like, I've literally been laughing all day so hard that I might cry.
Just take tape and tape it to their door. Say, I think you lost this.
Yeah, dude. Let me get your digits.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. What's the story about your, let's see, King. So, all right. What else is going on? I guess that's pretty much all the weird news I have. So we're going to switch gears. We got about 25 minutes left. We're at least going to freaking hit on some Florida man. This dude just coming with the bangers this week. Florida, thank you very much. I don't even know who you thank for this one. There is a woman, 71-year-old woman, I believe, driving down the road, and this is according to HuffPost. Florida woman survives being hit by flying turtle.
I always want to hear the story. This is,
A 71-year-old woman riding with her daughter on Florida Interstate 95 suffered a gashed forehead when a turtle smashed through the windshield of their car, striking her.
Man, I guess she didn't have a GMC.
Yeah, not a Yukon. Not a Yukon. The daughter pulled over and got help from another motorist. According to a 911 recording, both were surprised by what they found. There's a turtle in there, the man can be overheard saying. A turtle, the daughter exclaimed. An actual turtle? So the turtle was likely crossing the interstate, got knocked into the air by another vehicle, and her daughter on the 911 call said, I swear to God, this lady has the worst luck of anything. The turtle, on the other hand, has the best luck of anything. It just had a few scratches on its shell and was released back into the nearby woods with no injuries.
Of course it was. Damn turtle. They should have killed it just for being a bastard.
I don't know if this picture is from the actual dude. No way.
Let me see. I'm gonna Google flying turtle, Florida.
It shouldn't be hard to find. What I'm looking at, and I'm no expert on forensics, but what I'm looking at looks like a turtle being expelled from the inside of a car, not a turtle coming from the outside of the car.
Is this the HuffPost article? Is that where you got it?
Yes. And if you scroll down to the bottom, I think there's a video there.
That does look like it's coming from the inside out.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hell. Maybe not a copyright strike over some shitty cover of I Like the Way You Move by Outkast. Oh, boy. Are you pulling up the video? Are you on an ad right now?
Yep, I'm on an ad. Can you hear my ad?
No. Was it a Panda Express ad?
No, they're showing me dog food because clearly they do not know me.
Oh, no, because you said dog like 30 minutes ago.
That's what it was. You said you heard a dog barking.
I said dog. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I don't think that picture is actually from...
No, that's not. Hold on. That is. It looks like it.
Clip by a speeding motor. Holy crap. That is so crazy.
It's just crazy to think that didn't kill the turtle.
No, it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know how that didn't kill the turtle.
And the lady's fine too. That's good stuff. But the reptile had to have a leg
year-old
removed.
woman is fine.
I said no injury. It's now a 3-legged turtle. So, and sadly has since passed away. Hold on now. I think I find that extremely misleading to be like, the turtle was released into the wild, but before that we cut its leg off, and afterwards it died. Right? I mean,
that's definitely not. First of all, did they follow this turtle?
I don't know what's
how
going
do they
on.
know?
The end of that video threw me off, bro. I'm real sad. Swear to God, the turtle, on the other hand, had the best luck of anybody. It had just a few scratches on its shell and was released back into the nearby woods. That's what I got in the article. And then in the video, it straight up says they had to cut one of the turtle's legs off, and then it died shortly afterwards.
Those are two very different things.
I guess we just pick which one we like the better.
The leg one.
Yeah. Damn, dude, she was shell-shocked.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Chris M says she was shell-shocked. That's well played.
Oh, shell shock. You know what I'm talking about? Do you get that reference? References.
The Ninja Turtle shell-shocked?
Yeah, but specifically shell shocked.
I have no idea what that shitty impression is.
That's the problem. You're hearing it through the wrong scope. It's actually a really good impression.
The problem is I'm hearing it in your voice. That is the problem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What is that reference, that specific reference?
Which is I think it's the original TMNT arcade game, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe it was Turtles in Time, but every time you die, your character goes, oh, shell shock.
I actually just played that. Well, not just. It was pre-COVID. I played that at a bar and spent way too much money at that arcade.
Dude, and we've talked about it before. I've got the emulator with all the arcade games on it.
You never play it.
Huh?
You never play it, do you?
I play it a bit, but the thing that's crazy is it's like those games are just designed to feed quarters into, and if you have unlimited credits, they're completely brainless, especially beat 'em ups.
Oh yeah, you can usually destroy them pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's hard to get invested, and so I do play it often, but I never play it long because I never get very immersed. I play a bunch of Castlevania games.
Castlevania I never got into, but I know it's like classic.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them too. It feels like every console has a couple of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, one last Florida man story. And we're bringing it back to a retro story all the way back from the year of 2020. It was actually the beginning of 2020. It feels like an eternity ago. And actually, our good friend Ian Elliott Carter of The Controversy posted a video about Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin just last week. So if you guys are not subscribed, head over, check out the controversy. Let them know fucking Jeremy sent you and Caleb, and put it down in the comments section and be like, hey, sucker, we're here from Movies Are Terrible.
Just like that with a bunch of U's, sucker, and a bunch of U's and A's at the end.
And tell them that they're talking about the Tiger King again, because in his first prison interview, Tiger King star Joe Exotic says he'll accept Carol Baskin's offer to help reduce his prison sentence.
She offered that?
Did you see, you saw Tiger King?
Yeah. That was like right at the birth of the pandemic. I think everyone was just glued to it.
I lost you on my,
Oh my God.
I need that to come back. Oh well, it'll be a second.
Is my video audio coming through though?
Yeah, you're
Okay,
good.
cool.
I just screwed up for a second on my end, but I figured it out, I think. Nah, it's doing it again. Caleb meets, sorry. There he goes.
Says I'm back. That's all I see.
Good. And what about, it keeps going in and out. Okay, so I need Caleb open here. And now they're saying they're like, it's gone. I can't. All right, I'm sorry. Where are we at?
Carol Baskins.
Did you watch Tiger King? You said you did.
Yes.
Okay. Early pandemic. Got it. We're back on the same page. Woo! In a shocking turn of events, Tiger King is calling on his enemy, Carol Baskin, to stay true to her word and help him get out of prison early, but on one condition. And I heard you ask, did she offer? And it turns out in an interview with the Mirror, they said, Howard and Carol said, if Joe were to come out and say, I know what I did was wrong and I want to help, I would like to support passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act and stop this breeding. If he would do that, it might position him in a positive way for a pardon. And frankly, I might be willing to go and urge at least a reduction in his sentence if he would do it. And he's serving time on a 22-year sentence and said he would take her up on it. And the reason why he's in prison is for apparently trying to murder Carol Baskin. What you think, man?
Man, I mean, first of all, this whole, like, remember when it was like Free Joe Exotic was the thing?
Oh, yeah.
No, he's an awful person. We do not need him free. But she's also awful, too. So I don't know. I could care less if he rots in prison or if she, I could care less.
Do you think that, do you believe that Carol and her husband Howard really do have the cat's best interest in mind?
Oh, not at all. Not even a little bit. Do you?
I don't know, because I believe that people can be wrong-headed and still have
like good intentions.
Yeah, even if a part of them knows that it's false, it's almost like they have found a way to convince themselves that they're on the side of being altruistic. I guess those things are not mutually exclusive, and you didn't say that they don't think that what they're doing is altruistic. I guess I come down on the side of what Carol Baskin is doing is a lesser evil than what Joe Exotic was doing. However, I think she's not great either.
I don't know if lesser. I mean, lesser than the actual murder attempt. Yeah, maybe, unless she did kill her husband, like they said, whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's easier to forgive when you've actually murdered your husband.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm a good person.
I'm a good person. I fed that bastard to cats, and I'm a good person.
Yeah. And again, how we can justify in our own heads that we are like doing things for the right reasons. And
have you ever heard Mercury's Carol Killed Her Husband, the song?
No.
The rap song? Oh, I need to send it to you. Mercury's Carol Killed Her Husband. It's amazing. It's just so dumb.
Oh man, no, I haven't heard that, but I would definitely like to. We've talked about all this shit before. This is definitely a Florida man story. Joe Exotic got arrested 10 miles up the road from here and actually applied to work at the same restaurant that I was working at the time, Peg Leg Pete's out on Pensacola Beach. So, yeah.
Of course, it goes in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ian lives like 10 minutes away from Big Cat Rescue down in Tampa. So like,
Oh, he does? I didn't know that.
yeah, I didn't know that until last week. I was actually pretty surprised. I was like, dude, why didn't we get content out of that a year ago?
Yeah, exactly. You should have just dove in.
No doubt. No doubt about it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I find these characters very interesting. At first, I was a little more sympathetic of Joe Exotic until I started learning about things that happened after the documentary came out. Mostly that, like, he had killed, like, 6 tigers.
So this is what cracked me up. Everyone did that. They're like, oh, he isn't that good. I'm like, you didn't pick up on that when he was drugging men and fucking them?
That too, yeah. That's
yeah.
And apparently they were doing some weird shit with the taxidermied tiger.
Well, I didn't hear this.
Yeah, now it's getting salacious.
Is this a real thing?
I would have never thought until I heard it just the other day. From a joke that somebody told me.
I would say it wouldn't shock me.
Taxidermied tiger kink?
Is that what you just Googled?
Oh, okay, here we go. Joe Exotic's niece. This is according to the Sun, so take this one with just a gigantic grain of salt. Joe Exotic's niece makes outrageous claim Tiger King had videos of people performing sex acts on his zoo animals.
Taxidermied or just because live tigers? Because if they're saying he was banging live tigers, I'm calling bullshit.
They're saying that they did sex acts on the zoo animals. It doesn't specifically say the tigers. She also said that he froze dead tiger cubs to sell to taxidermists.
Okay.
And who knows if this girl is being honest or not.
I was gonna say that's how that girl really got her arm ripped off by that tiger.
Yeah, I think that's what he was studying out his tigers and then selling the cubs to people without, permits or anything like that. And if he killed 6 of his tigers that were of old age or lame or like needed to be euthanized or put out of their misery, I don't think I have a problem. Like, I think there's a time in an animal's life when it's like supposed to be put out to pasture. I don't know what the morality of that is, but if you are a big cat owner and you have done it for 20, 30, 50 years or whatever, eventually some of those tigers are going to get sick and die. How do you handle that right?
Yeah. I mean, if the old ones, I agree with you. That's different. Sometimes that might be the most humane, but I don't know how he did it and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I see a picture of Shaquille O'Neal with Joe Exotic. That's pretty funny.
Of course.
Had sex fetishes, ordered burial of protesters at zoo. Yeah, dude, this is just an endless well. We don't have to keep on about freaking Joe Exotic, but he is an endless well of just insane shit.
No, yeah, he's a character to say the least.
All right, I know you've got about 10 minutes left.
So yeah, about 10.
All right, let's go to the Patreon, and I'll circle back around to some of these movie topics afterwards. Where's my phone? While I got you on the line, let's see what these crazy fuckers are about. Ooh. Got some good stuff in here. I'm going to just kind of zip through a couple of them. Mortal Kombat 2021 is just hours away from debut, according to Brad Fedek. Yes, it is. Mark McKeever, Marvel fans rent billboard campaigning for Iron Man brought back to life in-game. Brad underneath says, please leave Tony dead. His moment was beautiful. Why sully it and take it away? Mark McKeever says, agreed, no need whatsoever. Caleb, what say you? Bring back Marvel Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr.
I was going to say, Marvel Downey Jr. is an incredible name. I don't know. I mean, he's one of the most interesting aspects of the entire cinematic universe.
Yeah.
In my opinion, since there's not much consequences for much of it, bring him back.
That's a good take. I appreciate that. I disagree, but I can completely understand where you're coming from. It's like there is a Robert Downey Jr. size hole in the MCU at this point, and he is very much the shepherd that allowed to this whole thing to kind of come to life and be the success that it is. So much to the fact that so many of the characters and the stories that took place afterwards, they just owe a huge debt to the style of Iron Man.
100%. You know, he was the center of it for the longest time.
I feel like what you said about stakes is also valid. Like, is Tony going to be the one character that stays dead out of the 20 that haven't?
Exactly. That's my thing. It's like, I'm either you make it count or you don't. So leave Spider-Man dead, leave Tony dead, leave whoever else died. Just leave him dead. Then that's super cool. But they could just make Ironheart, though, if they really want an Iron Man character in there.
Okay, so because at the end of the Infinity Saga, Tony takes the hit of all of the stones for the sake of the galaxy, the universe, whatever, you know. So he dies at the end of Endgame. And Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, features images of Tony in particular, like big graffiti or billboards or commercials that address Tony Stark, you know. So like it acknowledges that he's no longer around and that people kind of celebrate him as this huge hero as he was. But I don't like the idea of Tony not being dead. I think that's fucking awful. But because of the nature of the MCU, there are so many ways to make it work organically where you can bring him back. Like, for example, if he were some sort of, artificial intelligence type deal, almost similar to Jarvis, that was like a hologram or some shit.
Or you could do like some typical comic book anime bring back where like they bring him back and put his consciousness into a robot that looks like him. He's the bad guy for one film and then they save him and bring him back to the good side.
I like that. Yeah, come up with another one. I dig that because I was thinking another way that they could bring him back is what if they basically went back in time like they've done in many time travel things and plucked him from another timeline.
Yeah, like another dimension. Yeah, and you could actually change his character a little bit in an interesting way.
Yeah. Or you could do dream sequences where he comes back, but he's actually not back. How else can you do it?
Yeah, I mean, there's if we're just doing cameos, yeah, dream sequences, flashbacks, all of that.
Flashbacks. Yeah. Okay. What if he's a Skrull? Like a Skrull as Tony Stark.
Hey, why not? It's Marvel. Who cares? Comic books are all kind of a little zany anyway. And I'm saying that as a big comic book fan. They are.
Turns out that Nick Fury was a Skrull for a substantial part of the MCU.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know this.
No, I know. I didn't know. Are you interested in the whole like Secret Wars, Secret Invasion storyline?
In the comics or in
the comics?
Yeah. I used to like Secret Wars. I always thought that was interesting.
Is Secret Wars where Spider-Man gets the symbiote?
Yeah. If I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yes.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with a lot of those kind of like big 80s story arcs. I got like Executioner Song and a couple of the kind of X-Men crossovers from the 90s, but I was never one to buy into a bunch of the like multiple series arcs.
Dude, it's so hard to keep up with. The last one that I read was Civil War, and I read every crossover, 107 issues, not just the graphic novel, every crossover. It is freaking incredible when you read it that way. Like it's super cool. They made Tony Stark the villain. This is incredible. Spider-Man it's all incredible, but it's a huge commitment to read it all.
I remember Tony was such a dick in the comic version of Civil War.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah,
loved it.
Yeah, that was definitely one that I did not even have to buy. My buddy Josh Kessler, who He's not listening. Who am I kidding? But if Josh, if you're listening, I appreciate that, man. He would bring his comic books to Subway when I was the manager of the one on the beach, and he would just like walk me through all of it. But the entire Civil War event, he brought every one of them in, and we read them and shit. And that's probably the last comic book series that I read was Civil War back in 2005 or some shit.
I did read World War Hulk. I forgot about that. And Planet Hulk, World War Hulk. So that was after World War Hulk. I believe it's Planet Hulk is going on while Civil War is going on, and then I think World War Hulk. So World War Hulk would actually be the last one, like big crossover event, which is incredible. It's
good?
Yeah, it's incredible.
All right, let me see what else we got going on here. Patreon. 3 minutes. All right, gotta hit it with a quick one. Did you hear that Disney is presenting their MCU TV shows to the awards committees? You've seen a couple episodes of WandaVision. What do you think?
Do I think it's award worthy?
Yeah.
No, but I did enjoy what I saw.
Technical awards, costume design.
Maybe costume design's kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe on a technical. Yeah, I could actually see that.
I think do they even give like best original theme song, best original music, best composer?
I don't even know what they do for award shows because I don't watch any of them.
Yeah, I know. I do, but I guess I'm really not paying much attention.
No one knows what the award shows really are. People just watch them and have no idea.
We got the Oscars coming up to the point that we should be talking about that tonight, but I'm like, what? Can I even?
I think that Five Bloods was nominated. Was that for this year's?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was nominated for, but I know it was nominated for something. But I have no idea what for. So I've seen one of the Oscar-nominated films now.
I am going to try to watch The Trial of the Chicago 7 and Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I really just catch the mood to watch one, I totally will. But I could care less. I got a ton of movies I want to watch.
WandaVision does a really good job with their set design and with their costumes, but a lot of television does really good with their set design and their costumes.
That's my thing. Like, it's a super high quality show, but is it really any more high quality than anything else on any other television shows? It's hard to say.
Yeah. I mean, props to Disney, I guess, for doing that. I feel like you either get to be commercial or you get to be for the critics, and fuck off over there. Like, Disney, you're good. You don't need the acclaim, the accolades. Nobody's wondering what new Marvel movie's coming out. Fucking give the small movies some shine.
I agree. I like that approach, which always blows my mind that the Oscars are like the exact opposite of the Grammys to music. Grammys to music, all we celebrate is the most popular stuff that's out. And I like the Oscars approach actually much more of being like, hey, here's some things that we think have artistic value, even though there's a lot of politics behind it and stuff. I still think that's a much cooler approach than just walking into Oscars and go, hey, every movie's just going to be a blockbuster this year. Like, I don't like that approach personally as much, because like you said, we know what Marvel movies are out, what blockbusters are out. We know.
Yeah. And on one hand, I wouldn't dismiss anybody that works for Marvel, any of the actors or anything, because I would not be shocked to find out they work as hard or harder than anybody in the other movies,
I respect the crap out of them. I'm sure they work their asses off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, everyone who's around it, whether it's writing, all of it, there's a lot of checks and balances and a lot of hoops. I'm sure it's a lot of work to make those big budget films and make them consistently pull in the money they do. I'm talking marketing to writing to producing. I'm sure it's all a lot of work. That doesn't just happen by luck. Yeah,
man. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to go take care of my kid and give her food, and then hopefully she goes to bed at a decent hour and I can watch some Kurosawa films.
Let me know. I'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you again for stopping by as always, and we'll do it again.
See you guys
later, buddy. All right, and double Jeremy. That's just scary. Hold up, guys. Let me get this thing kind of settled up. Whoops. Give you a little bit of motion sickness as I try to center that up a little bit. Not great, but we'll make it work. If I showed you guys my jug of water. All right, I'm just now past 11 a.m., so that's how much progress I've made. Oh, yeah, Chris M., we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat. We're going to talk about Shang-Chi trailer, and then I'm going to get back to the rest of those Patreon topics. I'm glad you guys stuck around for a little bit, because now we're going to get into the movie segment of the podcast. Not that we hadn't been kind of circling around it the whole podcast. We like to talk movies with you guys, but we're going to talk specifically about a couple of the martial arts films that are coming out over the next few days, next few weeks. Matt Lane in the chat. What's up, dude? Matt, I just now was going through the Patreon topic suggestions. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I did not see the first 7 minutes of Mortal Kombat. I am going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. Thank you for coming in, Matt. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna wait, Tyler, because I want to see it all in context. I want to see it all the way through, and I don't want to sit through 7 minutes of a shit I've already seen. You know what I mean? But I did hear it was out. I'm very excited about it. I know that the reviews have been quite mixed, very divisive, I suppose you would say. But sometimes that's the sweet spot. Hold on, guys. I'm actually getting a phone call. Jeremy Branch from Movies Are Terrible.
I was like, how intrusive am I? But I'm going to do it anyway. So, yeah, I'm serious. I want to know. I want to know what you think about that question, and I want to know what they think about that. That is all. I was using my powers of just knowing you and having your cell phone number to just be intrusive on your show. And,
sick.
So, yeah, just put myself where I don't really belong.
You belong. You belong. You belong next to my heart. You belong in my soul, and you belong on my podcast.
Yeah, double Jeremy is never a bad thing.
Matthew Lane on Patreon wants to know, how you so sexy? What anime do you think is the most popular? Which one has made the most money, seems to have the most draw to it? All right, let's break it down, guys. You guys are going to let us know in the chat right now what you think is the most popular and which one has the most draw to it. Those ones specifically. I think the other would be a little difficult to find out. But for the question that everybody's asking, how am I so sexy? I don't know. I guess maybe he was born with it, or maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline is what I think, Jeremy. Exactly.
So what's up, man? What are you doing?
Not much, man. I thought about that question. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know how much. You and I haven't really talked about how much you're into anime or not.
I'm very casual, Matt. I would say
Okay,
I am as familiar with anime as you are with Marvel.
Well, I consider myself to be pretty seasoned in that realm now, but got it. I get what you're trying to say.
Maybe I'm saying that wrong, because as I said it, yes, you've literally seen every Marvel movie.
Exactly.
I've seen a bunch of anime though, but I guess it's like I'm watching it because other people are telling me it's cool instead of seeking it out myself. So maybe that's how we're similar.
Okay. All right. Now that makes sense.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah. So selfishly, I'm working on something, and
Ooh.
like I kind of wanted to see what your audience thought, and what was the initial reaction, and what your knowledge of it was, and like because you always hear Dragon Ball Z and all that, but I don't know if that's a bias or what, but I was interested to see what everybody thought.
So Chris M says Dragon Ball is the most popular. Pokemon has the biggest draw. Neon Genesis Evangelion is what Patrick McCabe said. That's kind of getting into the stuff that I like. It's some older anime, but I mean, Matt, I would say the biggest is right now Attack on Titan. You guys let me know.
I keep hearing about that one. Okay.
And I've actually seen a bit of it. Caleb put me onto it, and it's fucking incredible. It's actually really good, and you can watch it on Hulu.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that that little PSA you did for me. It means a lot.
Man, I appreciate you calling in and making the show more interesting. You're the best.
I'll be intrusive anytime you need me to, good sir.
I love you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you.
Bye. Matt Lane from Matt Lane Fitness. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure to head over there and do that. Matt's the best. We have some content coming out, every week or so, and we missed uploading on Saturday, but we do have some videos coming out over the next 2 weeks, so I'm excited for you guys to see that over at Holden Hardman's channel, and then you can find the BTS videos for those videos over at Matt's channel as well. As if you guys in the chat don't know that, but if you're watching this in playback and you're like, what is this guy talking about? Look down in my description. I will post a link to said channels. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big Attack on Titan fan. It looks like a lot of you guys here aren't necessarily the big anime fans, and I get that. This isn't a place where we talk about that a whole lot. One Piece is definitely up there, Derek. That's a good call. Pokemon probably is the biggest and most profitable of all time, I would imagine. I can teach you the anime ways. I would be curious, Derek. I mean, I love Death Note. I've watched a bit of Attack on Titan. I liked Inuyasha quite a bit. I love Akira. I saw that one when I was super young. That was like the first anime experience I ever had. What else do I watch? I've seen all the Studio Ghibli movies. Ghibli? What the fuck is it? I don't even know. Seen all of those, and they're all really good. Miyazaki, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I do like anime. I love two-dimensional drawing and like anime style and stuff like that. So I've always really just liked them on a visual level in itself. And if you guys are, want to check out some of the older content that Caleb and I did together, there's a series called Out of Context Anime. I think there's a playlist created on the channel where Caleb and I are animated versions of ourselves and we watch anime. And we checked out some really cool stuff. Jay Wolfie wants me to talk about Invincible. Hey, what's up, Daryl? How you doing, man? Yes, I will talk to you a little bit about Invincible. I'm glad you brought that up. But first, fuck it. I'll talk about it right now. Invincible is really cool, man. It's a interesting melding of two different tones. One is very like Spider-Man-esque, very coming of age high school student dealing with the trials and tribulations that a young teen his age deals with as they grow up, relationship problems, finding his place in the world, where is he going to go to school, all of these kind of things that are very wholesome, very what you would expect. And then there's this really hard edge to it. And when you realize that Kirkman is the one behind it, the guy that created The Walking Dead, you know that it's going to have teeth. And it definitely is, it's incredibly violent and grim, balanced with this kind of hopeful optimism at times. And sometimes I feel like those two tones kind of bump up against each other, but I also think that's kind of the point. So I dig it. I've seen every episode up until the last one. I will get back to you. I'm gonna check on that in just a second. Oh hell. Now I lost it. Oh yeah, Invincible. So I really like Steven Yeun. I think he's fantastic as the lead character Mark. And I have been doing a weekly recap series with my friend Julio from Let's Go Pensacola on that, as well as Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'd need to do a better job about helping plug his radio show, because he is a local talent personality here in the area that has his own radio show. And every once in a while I have listeners and viewers go over there and check it out. But I'm trying to help spread the word, help get the word out there, because he does have some local listeners, but we're trying to go worldwide, baby. Anyways, yeah, I like to be able to be like, hey, I'm on the radio every week. Most people are like, the what? The what? Is that like a podcast? Yeah, it's like a podcast, only staticky. Anyways, yes, the voice casting for Invincible is incredible, and the soundtrack for Invincible is equally incredible. I mean, from Vampire Weekend to Run the Jewels, like this score and soundtrack is very modern and cool, and I like that a lot. I also like the fact that they use a lot of the same cast members of The Walking Dead because, synergy or whatever. Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen are the executive producers on it. They were also responsible for Preacher, which was also on AMC. So there's like a lot of kind of connectivity between all of those different projects. And if you like Preacher, then you probably can have an idea about where the series is coming from. Although it is a lot different. It's similar to The Boys in a lot of ways also, and when I first started watching it, I was like, man, I hope that this can find a way to differentiate itself and stand separate, because at first I was like, I mean, it's cool, but it's just like an animated version of The Boys, but it's not. It's actually, there's a little bit more to it, and I like what they're doing with it. Just heard Run the Jewels last week. Dude, they're so good. Tyler, check out the one with Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the Machine. I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's super fucking good. In fact, Run the Jewels and Rage are on tour right now, but they're not coming anywhere near me. If they were going anywhere between Atlanta and Dallas, I would be there in a second. But no such luck. They're gonna be like, way northeast. So, anyways, yes, Mark McKeever, I agree. How they present the Invincible title card in each episode is clever. I like it. I'm very eager to hear where it all heads up, or where it all goes. Jane Fonda is a treasure, you guys. I mean, like, that's not a secret. There's nobody that was ever wondering, like, is Jane Fonda the shit? Yes, she is. The answer is yes. And for a lot of reasons. I mean, she's been very politically active for, decades. She still looks amazing. She's super, like, charming and environmentalist, comes from a very talented family. Why am I talking about how great Jane Fonda is? I don't know, man. It just feels like the thing to do this week. Like, remember a couple weeks ago, everybody was talking about how great Dolly Parton is? It's because Dolly Parton's fucking great, and people need to recognize. Let's see. Jane Fonda reveals how she once saved her grandson from a bear on the Jimmy Fallon show. She said, I was in bed and I heard this weird noise, like a rattling of a door. I got up and went into the living room, and I turned around and my golden retriever came running out, whelping and yelling. I'm like, what's this? And I go running in. Woo! There's a bear right in the middle of my small bedroom, heading right for my grandson's crib. But I knew what to do. I opened my bathrobe and I went, ah! And this is what happened. The bear urinated on my antique rug and then turned around and sat down. I roared again, and then it went out the door and sat down. There's a hole in the screen door that it came through, and I pushed it out and slammed the glass door. And that right there is just another reason why Jane Fonda is the shit. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, what's up, man? Chief Supreme in the chat. The Distract. What's up, Nick? How you guys doing? Daryl, I think I said hey a minute ago. Jane Fonda's a treasure, you guys. That's all. Shang-Chi trailer. I watched it once. I probably should go back and rewatch it. I was going to do a reaction to it, but then I was like, man, I don't know that I have a lot to add to this conversation because I don't know. It doesn't feel like top tier Marvel to me. But I don't know who the fuck Shang-Chi is. Probably has a lot to do with it. I do love the fact that we're getting a predominantly Asian-led Marvel movie. I think that's wonderful. No doubt about it. That's about time. Should have fucking happened years ago. But the fact that it's happening now is great. I like the casting. Pretty good. I couldn't find much to grab onto. I think the villain's costume is like, I think his costume's like, I don't know, man. there's a lot of martial arts stuff going on right now, and it's super dope. And I don't know, it's gonna have to do some shit that makes me not think about Mulan every time I see it, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching the trailer, I'm like, this looks like fucking Mulan. Like, this might as well be Mulan to me. I don't even know the difference, right? Maybe I'm just a dipshit. Chances are pretty good I'm a dipshit, but I don't know. It just wasn't like, I don't know. I like the music choice. I don't know who the actor is. I have so very little to go on, and that's why I'm like, I don't even know how much I should talk about it. But to be a little more positive, I ain't really ever seen a bad Marvel movie, so I'm sure it'll be, at least pretty good. I just like, when I saw the trailers for Doctor Strange the first time, I was kind of like, I don't know. It just looks like they're kind of doing the Inception thing on top of whatever. And I ended up really liking Doctor Strange. So I'm not writing this off. I just don't have much to really add to the discussion. The diss track, have you seen HBO's Watchmen? Yes, it is wonderful. In fact, me and my buddy Kevin, I think you might know Kevin just from other stuff that we did. Me and my buddy Kevin Garlington, we did a week-by-week breakdown of the Watchmen, and he is a African-American gentleman from Mobile who actually took like African-American history when he was in school. So he has great insight that I certainly lack, and to have those conversations and to chop it up is super interesting. So if you guys want to get two different perspectives on the same thing, check out the Watchmen recaps that we did. Definitely good. Let's see what we got going on here in regards to Shang-Chi. Trailer looks a little clinical. I can agree with that. Chris M. seems like martial arts movie, not necessarily a Marvel movie. Sure. Shang-Chi is the best fighter in Marvel. Patrick McCabe, I appreciate that. What does that make Iron Fist? The second best? Not the show either. I'm saying, like, aren't they like both the best martial artists in the world? No, it gave me Mulan vibes, says Derek Benson. That's kind of what I thought. I'm not gonna say Captain Marvel is bad. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I will say it's not my favorite. But it's, I don't know. I don't think it was bad. This wasn't all that good. Also didn't have high hopes for Guardians. I think that's fair. Diss track, yes, the breakdown is here on YouTube. Us nerds are gonna watch it no matter what. We're not a bunch of Caleb's here, says Mark McKeever. Haha. No, you're very right. Thank you, Mark. My Watchmen recaps were wonderful, he says. I appreciate that. We had a lot of fun with them, and it was just a great it was a great series to just have discussions about. Oh, actually, diss track, you asked about Watchmen. I did Lovecraft Country with Kevin. So if you saw any of those, that's Kevin. Actually, Chief Supreme watched a few of the Lovecraft Country. I think all of the Lovecraft Country. I appreciate that, Chief. So I'm always happy to see you over here, man. King of the Hills, we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat here in just about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Joe Taslim signed a 5-picture deal. The gentleman playing Sub-Zero in the 2021 Mortal Kombat film signed on for 5 pictures. We're talking fucking Avatar numbers here, people. That's a lot of movies. That's a lot of Mortal Kombat movies. And I'm not going to lie, like right now, I'm here for it. I know that the reviews are very divisive. I felt like I did start talking about that a minute ago, and then I got sidetracked because I was like, it's a divisive movie. Whatever. That's why I need a co-host, people. It's like when I have to be accountable for where I'm at in a conversation, things get very grim. Things get very grim, you guys. Chris M., if you can't say it's good, aren't you saying it's bad? I don't know. Patrick McCabe, Iron Fist, Cap, Daredevil, and Wolverine are probably top 5 with Shang-Chi fighters. Okay. What would your dream video game adaptation be? I would love a good Final Fantasy, even though Advent Children was actually pretty decent. I think that there's something there. A good Castlevania actual like live action could be no. Metroid. Give me a Metroid movie. Boom. I'm old. Pac-Man. Y'all heard of Miss Pac-Man? Anybody know who Pac-Man is? Let's do that. So yeah, Joe Taslim is the guy who's playing Sub-Zero, and that's not all he is though. He's actually fantastic. Fantastic actor. I think the first time I got major exposure to him, I'm actually pulling up his IMDb right now because the first time I believe I saw him was in The Raid or The Night Comes For Us. It was in The Raid. And then he's also in The Night Comes For Us. The Night Comes For Us, I think, was a Netflix film. At least it was released on that. It's a 2018 film. The Raid Redemption's from 2011. He was in the TV series Warrior, which I hear is Chef's Kiss, fantastic. Star Trek Beyond, apparently he was in. Fast and Furious 6 he was in. And fucking 5 Mortal Kombat movies, apparently. And I do believe that in the article, it basically said if they did well. So let's look a little bit deeper into this article from Screen Rant. It's titled, Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero star signed 5-movie contract. Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero actor Joe Taslim reveals he signed a 5-movie contract that includes multiple sequels if the 2021 reboot is a success. I don't know how you quantify what a success is anymore. And I'm not being hyperbolic. Like, I really don't know what success even looks like now. I mean, Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong was like the biggest movie post-pandemic, but it wasn't like doing huge numbers. But I would imagine you'd have to say it's a success or that it's a hit. So I'm curious, what does success look like? Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero actor seemed to be hopeful for the video game franchise. Warner Brothers is bringing the iconic fighting game back to the big screen shortly. The movie comes 2 decades after the last attempt, and there is optimism that it will far surpass what Mortal Kombat Annihilation delivered. Well, that's good. And saying fucking nothing. The new film is an action-heavy R-rated adaptation filled with some of the biggest characters from the video game franchise. Even before Mortal Kombat releases in theaters on HBO Max simultaneously, there is hope that the movie will be the beginning of a brand new franchise for Warner Brothers. The supposed video game curse has been broken in recent years with better adaptations, and footage from Mortal Kombat is quite promising. Those involved with the movie have an interest in doing more, such as Shaolin Monk spinoff with Liu Kang and Kung Lao. In addition to potential spin-off movies or HBO Max shows, the success of the reboot could bring multiple sequels, and at least one of the stars is prepared for that outcome. And Sub-Zero just looks like he's going to be the super badass in this movie. He's definitely the antagonist. I mean, they're putting him front and center ahead of Shang Tsung and all that shit. He's the one that is responsible for fucking Jax's arms up. Killed Scorpion's family. Did you guys see Scorpion's Revenge, the animated one? That shit was badass. Frogger the movie. I mean, 5 Mortal Kombat movies is a lot. And it's crazy to think, like, we're going to lock you in if things go well. Otherwise, sorry about your luck. But I think this guy has definite crossover potential. He's extremely talented of a martial artist, and he's actually a good actor as well. Highly recommend check. I know most of you have probably seen The Raid Redemption. If you haven't, do it immediately. Do it right when we get done with this here. Go and check out The Raid Redemption because it is fucking raw. And then The Night Comes For Us is also excellent, and he definitely is the lead of The Night Comes For Us. He's the main guy and does some really great fight scenes with the other guy from The Raid Redemption. Where is Tristan Glover from Martial Arts Film Freak when I need him? You in here? Tristan, if you were here, let your boy know. You guys want to see me chuck it? Let's go. Let's go. I would die. I would die if I did that. I guess not. I liked Goro diss track, and I'm not gonna lie, seeing the Goro in the trailer for the 2021 movie jumping up like that, he looks very spongy. He don't look firm. It's like CGI shit. He looks weightless. Speaking of weightless, man, when they started doing the Crouching Tiger shit in Shang-Chi, I was just like, we're doing that again? They just did that shit in Mulan, and what was the one with Matt Damon in it? The Wall. Saw those like dragon monsters running up it, and people are like scaling the side. I don't know, man. I don't know if that shit's for me. It was cool in Crouching Tiger and then House of Flying Daggers, but then it's like, all right, this has now become a thing. Oop. Well, little spot on my shirt there. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think that despite the fact that the reviews aren't that great, after seeing Godzilla vs. Kong and Zack Snyder's Justice League, I am convinced that Warner Brothers is now making movies for the fans of the properties that they're making instead of trying to make movies for everybody in the audience, which is fucking dope because, like, while Zack Snyder's Justice League didn't, like, completely work for me, I can see how, like, diehard fans of that whole universe were just in hog heaven because it indulges in shit that unless you're a fan, you're probably not going to be as familiar with. And that's definitely something that I enjoyed about Godzilla versus Kong. I keep calling it fucking Kong versus Godzilla. In Godzilla versus Kong, I felt the same way. I was like, man, if you're a fan of Toho, there are so many visual nods, so many Easter eggs, so many plot points and stuff that you're like, man, this is quintessential classic fucking silly, crazy Godzilla. And I loved it. And yeah, of course, like general audiences who didn't grow up on Toho Godzilla movies are probably like, what the fuck is this, But I dug it. And then Mortal Kombat looks like that also. I've seen reviews that are like, this is only going to be for fans of the games. And I'm like, perfect. Because I'm a big fucking fan of those games. Like, Mortal Kombat is that's my shit. Like, if I was going to say, if somebody was like, hey, Jeremy, what is your video game fandom? I would say fucking Mortal Kombat. And then if you were like, cool, who's your favorite character? I would be like Scorpion. And if you were like, that's a basic bitch answer, Jeremy, why don't you hit me with something deep? Why don't you fucking give me an answer that's not everybody's answer? I'd be like, do you remember Bo Raicho from fucking Mortal Kombat Deception? He like puked and farted on you. It was dope. No, I really like Katana. I like all my answers are basic. Of course, Liu Kang, you can just decimate the entire game. Any character with Liu Kang, he is a fucking cheap. He's basically Kirby from Super Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? He's just so overpowered that like nobody stands a chance. Anyways, I like Raiden a lot. Reptile, Sub-Zero, like all the ninja characters. What else do I use a bit? I don't know. I can pretty much fucking play with any of them. I like when Mortal Kombat 2 came out in the arcade. My buddy Shane was ASS. ASS. That was his, 3 letters, and all over Pensacola, Fort Walton, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, ASS #1, and then right underneath was myself, and my initials GOD. So God, right under ass at every single arcade game for like a 30-mile radius. You know what I mean? It is a good name. It is a good name. Diss track, super hyperbolic headline. Bad reboot delivers brutal fatality to the future of video game movies. Yeah. Every single fucking time. Who is your character, Jeremy, if you were playing the game? Yeah, I think I did hit a couple of those. Like there are my buddies Zach and Robbie, They were content creators, still content creators, just do different content now, but they were in the Nerd Cave network, and they were a big gaming channel, and I've always been the movie guy. I haven't had a console since the PlayStation 3, but I remember, I think it was Mortal Kombat X came out, and we had been wanting to get up and collaborate, and they wanted to do a video where I played them at Mortal Kombat. I think thinking that they were going to, like, stand a chance, and I just fucking annihilated them, wrecked them over and over and over. And then when I finally saw the video, they had, like, edited in such a way that, like, I won one and, like, lost one or some shit out of, like, 30 games. But it becomes, like, muscle memory. I'm really good at Mortal Kombat. That's my brag. That's what I get to brag about. Really good at Mortal Kombat, you guys. Cool. Sweet. What else is going on, y'all? Let's see here. That's a lot. That's a lot of movies. I would be happy to see a sequel, I think, but we were going to talk about this on Saturday. I saw I think it was Patrick McCabe asked which one comes out first. You can count on seeing Holden's My Friend Watches series around 9 a.m. every Saturday. Matt's video drops around the same time, and then I would probably start the live stream between about 10 and 12, probably 10 a.m. CST, maybe up to noon. It just depends on what guests I get and what time we're able to start, but I'm really excited about that. I enjoy a lot these deep dive conversations where I'm literally going into the chats and discussing it with you guys. Derek Benson said Sub-Zero is my main. It's a good choice, dude. It's a good choice. I really like when they gave him the ground freeze in Mortal Kombat 2, you know, and they're like, oh, whoa. Opened up some good combos. I remember, like, the unbreakable chain that I would always do was use Katana in Mortal Kombat 2, and I would push them towards their, like, you know, wall, and I would jump down, low kick, in midair, throw the fan, drop down, uppercut, and then do that fly across the screen thing, and you can just do it as a juggle over and over again, and you're going to make people very upset. You're going to make people very upset. And if you're ever wondering how to beat Goro on the first Mortal Kombat, just fucking jump kick him over and over with low kick. Jump kick, jump kick, jump kick, jump kick. And you should win. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What was the other one? Well, there was a blood code on the Super Nintendo. ABBA CABBA. I don't know. I'm like way too deep in thought about that. Oculus Gaming is going well, Mark McKeever. Thank you, man. I have been playing a game called Dread Halls, and I'm going to make a video on it. Horror VR experiences, I imagine, are pretty enjoyable to watch because it's fucking terrifying. That, like, I'll be playing the game by myself sometimes and just, like, scream. My wife's in the back room just like, oh, wow, that really scares you, huh? And it's like, this fucking Shogoth just came running at me out of the pitch black. It was terrifying. And it's like, you can, like, I get in it, man. I'm, like, super immersed. If you guys watched my reaction video, you probably see, like, I get a little jumpy. I don't know if you know that about me. I need to play with the diss track soon. We've got to play a little bit of VR here in the area. So if any of you guys do ever want to do that, hit me up. Let me know. Scorsese's currently shooting his next film. That's cool. Patrick Stewart in the chat. So, yeah. Let me see what we've got here on Patreon. And we are going to wrap this thing up. Okay, from Mark McKeever, I just now seeing that Disney's Soul is getting a follow-up, but not how you'd think. While 2020 was a rough year for the film industry, Pixar fans were lucky enough to be treated to 2 Pixar movies. Both were fucking wonderful also, by the way. Onward arrived in March, and Soul followed in December, with the latter movie premiering exclusively on Disney Plus stateside. Now it's been announced that the Soul follow-up story is also heading to the Mouse House's streaming service. Only rather than being another feature-length movie, it will be a short film centered on Tina Fey's character 22. When Jamie Foxx's Joe Gardner met 22 in Soul, she was unwilling to head to Earth with the other souls and instead spent her time causing trouble in the Great Before. This short film titled 22 vs. Earth will take place long before Joe came into 22's life and delve into her beef with our planet. You also won't have to wait that long to watch 22 vs. Earth, as it's hitting Disney Plus on April 30th. I like their shorts, man. I'm a very big fan of what Pixar does, and I don't think I'm alone in that. They make universally beloved and loved movies, and they're able to be just like incredibly smart and emotionally complex and nuanced and funny for kids, and witty for I mean, I could go on and on. They're really good. Actually, if I could go on and on, I would have probably continued to go on, but I dropped it for a second there. Like, I was trying to go on, and then I fell off. I'm gonna get back on. What are we talking about? Oh crap, got a Winter Soldier trigger going on here in the chat. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up. I'm gonna see if there's anything else. If you guys have anything you want to touch on before we wrap this thing up, do me a favor and leave it over in the chat. I'll try to touch on a couple more. Just appreciate hanging out with you guys. Always a pleasure. Always love Thursday nights. And if you're watching this in playback, I appreciate you stopping by and being a part of this small little internet community thing that we're doing on YouTube sometimes every Thursday, 6 p.m. CST. All right. I don't know how long the lag is. Down forward, back, high kick. I think that's down forward, back, high kick. Is that score? I don't know whose finisher that is right now. Down forward, back, high kick. Oh, King of the Hills, thank you very much for the $1.99 super chat. I saw that as well, and I'm glad that you mentioned it. Brad brought up that there is a still image from the set or from the shooting of the new Sonic movie featuring Tails and Knuckles as well. And they are basically like models, like life-size replicas, you know? Obviously, they're not the CGI animated creatures, but I think it's interesting. I actually just now watched Sonic about maybe a week ago. And I was... sorry about that. I was not super into it. Was not really a fan at all. But that said, a lot of people seem to like it pretty good, and I can appreciate that. And I did like Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. It was just very much Jim Carrey playing Dr. Robotnik. But yeah, I don't mean to be a bummer about it. Like, I thought it was good. It just wasn't fantastic. God, got that never-ending frog in my throat. I sound like all raspy. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we got Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And they all look cool. I'm so glad they went back to the original Sonic design instead of keeping what they were initially going to do as a live-action Sonic. Because that was weird looking, man. It was just weird looking. Sonic 2. Trivia question. Who performed... I got a bunch of trivia over here. I guess I can hit you guys with some of that real quick. All right. I'm just going to hit you guys with two trivia questions before we wrap this thing up. In Sonic the Hedgehog, Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Yachty, and Sueco the child perform blank, the theme from Sonic the Hedgehog. What is the name of the theme from Sonic the Hedgehog, performed by Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Yachty, and Sueco the child? Is it Green Hill Zone? Good level. Good level. Good try. You put yourself out there, and I appreciate you for it. The name of the song is Speed Me Up. It's pretty good. Bitch better have my rings. All right, let's see. I got another one in here. These are all movies from 2020. I'm actually hosting a terrible movie trivia at Pensacon here in a couple weeks here in Pensacola, Florida. If you're in the area and you want to check out a really good convention, check out Pensacon. I'm heavily involved in the event. I host the film festival. I've been doing that for many years, and then I also host celebrity panels and do trivia every year. And they're a great lineup this year. I actually might be doing a Godzilla panel with a very special guest that was in Godzilla vs. Kong, as well as some of the friends that you met here during my review of Godzilla vs. Kong. Lemmy, I believe, is going to be there as well. And maybe Julio. We'll see. We'll see. They're probably like, dude, shut up. Why are you telling people this exclusive scoop? And I'm like, hey, man, look, you fuck with movies that are terrible on YouTube, people are going to know. People are going to find out. At least 15 people are going to know. The finale of this film involves a dragon, a bagpipe, and a beloved actor going elbow deep into that dragon's prison purse. Name the movie. The Cat Drums 3, I was born in Angleton, Texas. I don't know why I said Arlington. I was born in Angleton, Texas, and moved away when I was very young. That is correct. Doolittle. That is correct. Well done. All right, one more. Why would I stop at 2? I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to fuck off, and you guys can get back to your lives. What is the name of that penis-like wishing stone in Wonder Woman 1984? The jerk. The name of the stone is either A, the Dream Stone, B, the Wish Stone, C, the Wonder Stone, or D, the Magic Stone. Patrick Stewart is correct. It is the penis-like wishing stone. That is absolutely right. Stone of the Gods, no clue. It's called the Dream Stone. It is A, the Dream Stone. So yeah, basically I came up with a trivia game. It is 10 questions in 3 different rounds, focusing on horror for 1 round, science fiction, and then fantasy. And basically I'm just going to do what we're doing here. I'm going to ask the audience if they get the question correct. Just like throw them some candy or some shit. And then maybe somebody who wins big will get like a gift card or some shit. I don't know yet. Movie pass or something. The Jeremy. No, these questions are tough. That's what I was kind of testing out. I kind of needed to test the water to see if these questions are going to be way too freaking hard for your average convention goers, and I'm starting to think probably so. T-shirt cannon full of Bitcoins. This visionary filmmaker and son of legendary Psycho directed Gretel and Hansel and The Blackcoat's Daughter. Oh, and he also starred with Gary Busey and Quigley. Can you take a stab at who this director is? This visionary filmmaker and son of legendary Psycho directed Gretel and Hansel as well as The Blackcoat's Daughter. Oh, and he also starred with Gary Busey and Quigley. Can you take a stab at who this director is? Very well done. The Cat Drums 3 coming through clutch with Oz Perkins. That's exactly right, dude. Well done. All right. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thank you guys very much for stopping by to check out this episode of the podcast. If you have ideas for topics, suggestions, ideas, all that stuff, leave it down in the comment section below. I always love to hear from you guys. Really and truly, the reason why we do this is because we love talking movies so much. And that's not all. We love talking in general, and talking with you guys is always a pleasure. So thank you very much to everybody that is here in the chat. Thank you very much to all of my patrons. You guys are the reason why I come back and do this week after week. It is just super appreciated. You help me continue to grow the channel and all of that wonderful stuff. If this is your first time stopping by, what up? Do me a favor, take a second to click that thumbs up button. It helps the algorithm and helps us get recommended to new viewers like yourself. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, take a second to smash that little thumbs up button down there. It really helps my self-esteem. And yeah, subscribe to stay up to date with all of the terrible content. And most importantly, until next time, I'm Jeremy. Be terrible, baby. Bye.